Hey guys, to be honest, haven't put the effort in that I need to be doing the last few weeks. As you can tell, I just haven't put previews, which in my opinion are more, which are better, because I'm working on them. I try. There's some, but like, especially like last week, stuff happened. I was gonna post them Tuesday, and plans came up. So like, because of that, but like I had plans every night last week. It's not easy, and I know I'm working on it. Because I mean, there's more interesting because I can actually talk about. It's a tap light, so every time I fix it, I have no light. Wait, that'll make me look better on YouTube. Just try that. Bad lighting, you couldn't see my face, and I would look better. But Bowling Green won 44-16. Ohio beat Miami of Ohio 45-28. Central Michigan beat Western Michigan 35-28. Navy lost 34-26 to Temple. Eastern Michigan won 56-14 against Ball State. Toledo beat Northern Illinois. They're the only one. Toledo's the only one-loss team not to have not been ranked this year in any poll. Troy won 24-21 against Idaho. Memphis won 41-14. Florida Atlantic won 30-25. Weird thing in that, Lane Kiffin calls for his team to take a safety, so run out the clock. But then like it doesn't cover, and everyone goes crazy because that's how people are these days. Oh, he did it for a blank reason. No, he did it to win. And he just, knowing Lane Kiffin, he made jokes about it on Twitter, like, oh, I don't care. I forget the jokes he made, but he made jokes. Oh, thank God. Utah won 48-17. LSU, Bama, 24-10, Bama. Bama, this one shows out pretty much what helps Bama here. It shows Bama lost a lot of guys. Minkah Fitzpatrick was playing on half speed the whole game after his injury. They lost Deion Hamilton and Mack Wilson, two big linebackers. They also lost two other role players for a few amount of times, but the big ones are Deion Hamilton and Mack Wilson, because they're out. I mean, Minkah's going to be back, and I mean, Minkah probably wouldn't have played, but he was begging to play apparently, and like you could tell, like at one point they had him go talk to what people are assuming that is his father. So to try to maybe convince him, like, hey, you have your whole life, career in front of you, man. Just calm down. Like, he wanted to play in that game. So Saban let him play like short down yardage and goal lines because he knew he wouldn't have to run as much. And I mean, he did actually have he combined for a sack later in the game. But Bama didn't have many rushing yards. They had 116. So it relied more on hits and the defense, and what the defense riddled like that. It's just with injuries, the defense stepped up and made plays when they needed to. I mean, LSU outgained Alabama. Alabama didn't even get 300 yards of offense. It's like, oh, it's a problem, but I mean, and they let up 306 yards of offense. I mean, Alabama had 299, LSU had 306. But Alabama didn't really break. And, I mean, J.K. Scott, that's a game. That's a game to have right there. J.K., let's get the official stats on him. He had 8 punts, which is a little more than most people wanted to have, but, I mean...
For this season, Taco Bell is...
Okay, that was weird. I hate how they autoplay stuff. Averaged 51 yards a punt. And he had multiple in the 20, but I don't know why it's not showing up. He had him in the 20. He didn't have his touchback at all. Very impressive by him, obviously. On SEC Special Team Player of the Week, if I'm correct. So, very impressive by him. Georgia won 24-10. Nick Chubb, 102 yards. Bentley had, from South Carolina, 227 yards. Georgia and Alabama continuing on that pace. South Carolina 6-3, still a formidable opponent. Wake Forest, Notre Dame beat Wake Forest 48-37. Clemson survives number 20, NC State 38-31. Very, very good game. I watched the last 5 minutes of that one. Very interesting. Bedlam was Bedlam, as always. Baker Mayfield had 598 yards of all passing, 5 touchdowns. They 62-52. Ohio State lost 24-55 to Iowa, and I'm going to admit I'm gonna admit that at the end of that game, even before 65, when it was like 38, Ohio State's defense was literally just like hands on hips after like a touchdown, and in between like the touchdown and the extra point, I'm like, I get like, oh, okay, you just do a whole drive, but the leaders there should be stepping up and be saying, come on guys, like get motivation again, and I didn't see that, which for me shows like, oh, this team gave up like 38-17 with I think like 6 or something minutes left to go. Is 60 minutes to go in the third quarter. So you have when I go 38. It may have been you had almost 17 minutes of game time and it was only a 21-point thing. Your defense holds. They score another touchdown. Your defense holds there, and you can easily score 3 touchdowns. But that defense just looked like, you really can't see it, but their hands were on their hips, and I didn't really. JT Bear was seeing away. I guess like I get the guy calling like your coach and stuff, but like, I'm trying to figure this. Like talking to like the offensive coordinator, but like still you need to be your leader. He needs it was just unmotivated. Michigan State won 27-24 against Penn State. Eliminated. We're gonna get to the how the Big Ten is probably screwed. There was a huge weather delay apparently. Barkley had 63 yards of offense. His Heisman campaign is containing a big hit the last 2 games. TCU won 24-7 against Texas. Wisconsin won 45-17. Wisconsin, they're still undefeated, but big question with a lot of people is how their strength of schedule is going to match up. Because a lot of people are afraid of that. Their strength of schedule is not good. So people are saying even if they're undefeated, they're not good. Because I don't think they're going to have any ranked opponents, wins against ranked opponents. Even if they're an undefeated conference champ, people are saying like, how much is the undefeated and then conference champ line up? Like, will that overcome like one loss Georgia per se? And I don't think so, but some people think they do. Miami won 28-10 versus Virginia Tech. Washington won 38-3. Auburn won 42-27 against A&M. Auburn can screw this whole thing up. They have Georgia this week. Some other team that I forget. I think Louisiana Monroe next week, and then obviously Bama in the Iron Bowl Thanksgiving weekend. So people are saying that because of this, it could be could kill the SEC because they have the ability to win the next 2 games. Even if they win one, it could still screw the SEC out of getting 2 teams in. Which the SEC would really want because it's more money to them. Also, just prestige. Like, hey, we got 2 teams in. also, like, Notre Dame sneaks in. It's like we were one of the 2 conferences to get in this year, and we had 2 teams to do it. So, Auburn gets exclusive up, and they have the ability to do it. I mean, Iowa State lost 20-16. That's a weird score to have, but it happened. Mississippi State won 34-23. It's still messed up. I think, no, because some of these teams are now like that. Mississippi State, they won 34-23. They were unranked going into this, I think. But now they're ranked, which does help Alabama. Which does help Alabama and the rest of and I think Auburn if that happens. Because now Alabama's going to go ranked win. Alabama's beating Florida State when ranked. And LSU when ranked. And then they're going to beat Mississippi State, Auburn, and Georgia hopefully when all ranked. So they'll have 5 wins. Just 2 of those teams have dropped off now. And I mean, Alabama, it's not our fault that Florida State, I mean, it's not Alabama's fault that Florida State can't, play without this. Like, you would think, like, a team that talented wouldn't be able to function without that. And especially the hype Cam Akers got, I would really expect that to be the case. Like, I think if Jalen Hurts went out, Alabama would struggle, but they wouldn't go, if Jalen Hurts went out there, they would still be a ranked team. I think they would be a 4-loss team, but they wouldn't be a 6-loss team like Florida State, a 6-5 or 6-loss team already, and they wouldn't be getting blown out by teams like they shouldn't be. Alabama would have had a chance. Like, for all I know, they may have had a chance to make the edge. I think they could have been a 3-4-loss team with Tua, if Tua got thrown in. So I don't know why a team like Florida State isn't. USC won 49-35, helping Notre Dame's case. Notre Dame had. Here's the thing about Notre Dame. They can go schedule USC. They can go. Well, they're kind of. It's a little different than the ACC. But they can go schedule the best teams. That's why they're gonna have one of the best schedules, because they can do that. I mean, it doesn't make sense for Alabama or like Clemson to go out there and schedule like a USC. Let's see, Alabama. It's Alabama. USC, Miami, and it's another team they play. Like every year. Clemson, let's say. It doesn't make sense to fill up, and then that's 3. And I'll just say Stanford every year. It doesn't make sense because you then have to go through the gauntlet of the SEC. So, like, everyone, like, they have, like, probably 6 good games a year, 6, 7 ranked teams. And then they have 5 of the ACC, and the other 7 they can pick and choose. They usually go. So then, like, my opinion is like, yeah, they have the freedom to do it. Alabama, unless they become an independent, has to play those 6 other SEC West schools. Clemson has to play the 6 other ACC division teams, plus 2 out of that, and then once a year they have to play Notre Dame. So it doesn't make sense for them to go out and schedule that, because Notre Dame still plays Air Force, Army, and Navy every year. I mean, not hating on them, but sometimes they're not the best. So they still get by with easy teams, so they're just overlooked, in my opinion. UCF, 31-24 against SMU. It's closer than I thought it would have been, because it's actually SMU 6-3. That's actually surprising to me. Stanford lost 21-24 at Washington State. Real talk. Florida's crap. 45-16 against Missouri. Missouri. 4-5, 1-4 in the SEC. Florida, you get your crap together, please. Please. Kansas State beat Texas Tech. Vanderbilt beat West Kentucky. Thank God. Baylor got their first win of the year against Kansas. Purdue won against Illinois. Houston beat East Carolina. My dog is now barking for some reason. Florida State got their 3rd win and their first win at home. They 27-24 against Syracuse. They are 3-5. And if I'm correct, they still have Clemson. They still have the Clemson. They have Clemson this week and Florida. And then some crappy school in them. Virginia beat Virginia. Georgia Tech. I mean, Virginia's been like the joke of butts, and I think butt of jokes. That's sad. Louisiana Monroe beat Appalachian State. That was a weird game at the end. Bunch of crap going on there. Assault at the last literally 30 seconds on the goal line. Georgia State beat Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern is still 0-8. I don't know why I'm going over half of these. UAB, bowl eligible, so that's all you need to know. South Florida, 37-20 win against UConn. Maryland lost to Rutgers. This is the epitome of you have no offense when you win 6-0 against a team. That's just sad. Army won. They had no passing yards, I think, again. Ole Miss won on like a last second, like back sort of fade in the end zone. He went like bossed the guy pretty much. 37-34. Arkansas also now butter jokes. 39-38 against Coastal Carolina. Boise won. Wyoming won. Josh Allen had only 138 yards and no touchdowns. Tennessee beat Southern Miss. I wish he was fired by now. Michigan 32-10 against Minnesota. Arizona State won 41-30. And San Diego State won 42-7. I know Arizona played this week. Was everyone's new favorite player, Khalil Tate? How did he do this week? If I can find. What were they on? Yeah, they played. Khalil Tate, let's look at him today. Apparently he didn't do good. It's kind of stopped his the whole hype around him, I guess. He was a very hyped player. Yeah, he had 100. Yeah. Oh, well, he actually had 100. He did actually okay for himself. Apparently, like I hit Arizona on accident, and it just took me to like the page on ESPN. And it was like he had 1 yard rushing. I'm like, oh, it didn't do well. But you go look at here, he had 161 yard rushing. He had 1 yard rushing in the first quarter. 161 overall. He had a touchdown. He had 146 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Yeah, I know, like, I'm not an Arizona fan, but it's just a cool story. He went pretty much opposing coach didn't even know who he was, to now on to like a 4-time Pac-12 Player of the Week. So now we're going to talk about, this is the new segment that started last week. Rankings. Now, rankings playoffs. Bama, Georgia, they're in if they win. Well, Bama, Georgia, if they win out, and then one of them loses. Notre Dame in if they win out. Just random calls. Clemson, they're in if they win out, I think. That's how I view it. Oklahoma, they still have to. Wisconsin, I don't care. Wisconsin, the strength of their schedule is so low that even though they're 6-3 in AP and coaches respectively, they're not going to really. Yeah, Oklahoma still has TCU and West Virginia. I don't trust Oklahoma. Oklahoma has a problem. Serious problem. It's called that they just let they let up huge amount of yards every game. Nothing against that. I mean, like, they're winning games. They win games. Can I get like team stats? They're up 28.2 yards a game, and can I get like actual stats on them, please? Yeah, they let up 413 yards a game. So, like, and in that last game, even though they won, they let up. Is it? They have 661 yards. Like, that's one thing I think that, like, they won't be held with. If you look at team efficiencies, which I really don't know how they get, let's look at Oklahoma. They have a 47. For reference, Oklahoma State has 73. 50 is average. They have 47. So they're basically an average defense. They're not going to, like, I wouldn't put them in the thing if I'm committed, because you look at the whole thing, they're not winning enough. I mean, they're winning, but they're going to have the wins, but they're not going to have, like, it's just going to be, like, they don't have a defense. Their team's, like, it's just, their offense stalls. I mean, if you look at it, the Big 12 on itself, no offense, they don't have defenses. They're not historical, they're not usually not the conference we look at and say they got some defense there. They're not. Never have. They haven't been in a while. They're also one of the least respected conferences. I think if Clemson and Miami, whoever one's out there, they get in. That's how it is. My playoff pictures is Alabama, 1 Alabama, Notre Dame 2, Georgia 3. Even though they say they don't want to do rematches. I think Georgia will be 3 because Georgia has the win against Notre Dame. So if we're comparing resumes, Notre Dame will have the Georgia will have the Notre Dame win, Mississippi State, Auburn, and the loss to Bama. In there, they will also have the South Carolina win. Vanderbilt, when Vanderbilt was good. Notre Dame, Georgia lost, then they'll have USC, NC State, and if they win out, they'll have Miami and Stanford. See what I mean? And in there, they'll have Boston College, and they'll have Michigan State. And then they have Boston College, Miami of Ohio, UNC. I'm not going to trust. Okay, apparently they did not play any. They historically play Army and Army. Apparently they did not this year. Not on here at least. So I think they get in. And then I'm saying ACC champ. So let's spell this out so everyone sees it. I don't know if you guys. I'll show you about 1. Alabama. 2 is Notre Dame. 3 UGA, Georgia. And 4 ACC champ. With Oklahoma, I think Wisconsin, and Oklahoma because they're the only hope. Oklahoma, question mark at 6. Here, so I think that's what I got for you guys. So, very much big, like, this isn't. I'm going to do probably a whole video spelling this out on the whiteboard if I can get, like, this to work later. Like, whole, like, resumes out and stuff. Probably, actually, maybe Wednesday. I'm going to work on it tomorrow, so Wednesday's vlog. And then, so I think pretty much, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe.